I think the dead should shut up unless there's something to say.
Next day brings a song I'm simply not prepared to take.
Pokemon is here!
So beware of the scariest that'll make you jump out of bed in a dash. Reading hentai, beware of the splash. But enjoy it because it's gone in a flash, so join us and dance the monster smash. So rattle my bones at the top of the clown.
Stop!
Well, I was
I'd
thinking,
be careful if I were you.
what should I do for spooky month? And as you know, a snail is as fast as Sonic compared to me. So I had to stop what I was working on in order to do something for because god dang it, the spooks deserves it. My first idea was to talk about nightmares like last year, but then decided not to. Then thought about taking classic monsters and turn them into waifus. Brilliant, right? Never done before, with the exception of a ton of noticeable examples like vampire girls, zombie girls, monster girls, girls, etc, etc. So I should take a less popular creature. What about a Wendigo? And making a waifu out of that. But then realized that I will basically be doing the Ishizoku reviewers thing. So what about taking creatures from the Lovecraftian mythos and turn them into waifus? God damn. Well, time is ticking and I am out of ideas.
Now that's scary!
But then, modern great ones appeared in my dreams, like Masahiro Ito, Yamamoto Sensei, Fujimoto Sensei, and Izumi Sensei, and they said,
You are looking at it in the wrong way. You are an imaginary twat.
and thus, the excuse for this video was conceived. So welcome to
The Garden of Waifu Delights.
Now, Buremedia, please explain what this is all about. For the first sin, there was a twirl of torment, but first of all the we...
First of all, although we mentioned waifus in the title, let's remember that we have all types of quality waifus, so we're not limited to female characters. So it's just clickbait.
Or perhaps we are, I mean, they are more fun to draw.
We will take a character archetype each week during this month.
Wait, this will most likely be the only installment. Maybe two? Compared to this year's rhythm, that would be a miracle. We mustn't get greedy. Okay, just a little.
And we will take those waifus and turn them into their demonic nightmarish forms! For you see, every character that falls under an archetype has the potential to turn into one of these nightmarish creatures, roaming tortured souls that have devolved and lost grip of their humanity, their disgusting humanity. Living in perpetual torment, acting out of pure, raw, chaotic instinct and emotion, each with their own distinctions, born out of their sins, traumas, and desires manifested in their hideous forms. For not all characters are equal, each a nightmare of their own, but still mere offsprings to the great old ones who came to our reality through the twirl of torment. We will be focusing on them.
So let us populate a limbo with monsters that every flat harem protagonist still suffer until reaching their well-deserved impending doom.
You're just jelly.
I'm not. So for this video, let us begin with something that we're all familiar with.
Tsundere.
An archetype that exploded so much that any basic bitch will know of.
Like you.
Son of a bitch.
So I asked on Discord,
Link in the description.
and Griff was brought up a couple of times, and I love that. And thus was denoted the usage of the cycle of Griff to represent Tsunderes, the cycle of Tsundere. Now to start the exercise, let us use a balance between deadly sins and heavenly virtues to pave our way through the foggy woods known as Tsundere land. Is this the best way to tackle such task? Hell no! But time is ticking, and we need to start growing. Tsunderes have to do things in their own terms. They won't admit their feelings, they'll kick and bite if someone shows more prowess, and if that someone is their loved one, that will increase their admiration, but will frustrate them even more. They need to show a strong demeanor, seemingly unapproachable for some, even if they are dying, for that special one to look past it. So I wanted the creature to have this strong silhouette with long extremities to keep her as far from the ground as possible, like a peacock.
There, now I am the peacock.
they're usually kind and compassionate. They'll jump to defend their friends, although jealousy is a cruel mistress with them. They can spend the whole night cooking just to fail at offering the bento to their loved one the next day because they just can't admit it. And if they help someone, it's not like they do it for them. Baishun. And although such actions can be seen as self-gratification in some cases, they are still acting for others. So to tackle charity and greed based on how some characters show a hunger for status, I made the peacock's tail out of these flailing tentacles that grab surrounding structures as the creature moves forward. They are there to intimidate, but mostly to maintain balance. So Tsundere's lovely insides with problematic fronts. For this I thought of a cracked face as seen on those Iron Maidens that will work as a shield half-assedly put together by these tentacle-ish extremities. Whoa, I'm subtle! Inside this cocoon thing, we see her inner tortured self, which looks like if she was piloting the monster, the brains of the creature. But does the body rule the mind? Or does the mind rule the body? I don't know. Tsundere characters, regardless of gender, tend to stay in their panties thinking on holding hands with their significant other. So lost, I tell ya. Lost. But they're sweet and shy. They just want to do it with that special someone. But still, some of them would scream at the thought of that, or even worse, considering anyone else. So for the creature, although lust is present in everyone, they don't wear it on the outside, and since their sweet otome heart is already represented, I just wanted to accentuate some sex appeal in it, and make the restraints akin to sadomasochistic belts. And following the grief connotation, and based on the regret that comes with their restraint, decided to put some kind of veil, avoiding giving a face even to the most human part of the creature. I wouldn't call Tsundere gluttonous, with a few exceptions like with Nagatoro where she takes pleasure from playing with her senpai, but she's aware of when she goes too far. There's some restraint there, just comes a bit late. After quite some indulgence, although their self-restraint can come from the inability of taking what they want, of being honest, and taking action over their feelings, which they desperately want to, which is something similar to diligence and sloth. I find them able to take action yet not pushing to the end. So I gave her these arms that, although in a weak, malnourished state, turned the bells off out of her desire to actually reach out, but these arms are too weak compared to the outside extremities, and all they can do is grasp and scratch the inside of the mask of the cocoon or casket. So I imagine the inner parts with bloody scratch marks and bits of nails stuck in the crevices. Also toned down on the erotism, and let me tell you, that was the least fun part to do. Abuse, be it physical, verbal, or both, are part of the archetype, although charming at some degree, or straight up sociopathic. But who wouldn't want to be stepped on from time to time? This aspect will affect more the behavior and lore of the creature, but still wanted to give it more deadly extremities. At this point, I changed the body, maintaining the proud, intimidating silhouette, but made out of ribs and bones, a broken husk guarding the otome heart, and thus we lose our sanity as we gaze upon the great Tsundere Old One,
Tsundere, dark mother of 1,000 husks,
along with two of her offsprings.
Magnificent creatures indeed.
So, hope you enjoyed this thing. Archetype recommendations are welcome for the next installment, if there is one. Should I stick with Deres, Yandere, Kudere, Dendere? Feel free to create your nightmarish versions of these creatures. If you do, tweet them at me and share the nightmares.